You are less than 1 minute old. You have never seen a face, heard your name, or felt solid ground. A nurse lifts you, and for half a second your body drops an inch. Instantly, your tiny arms fling outward, fingers spread, grasping at nothing. Nobody taught you that. You have been alive for about 60 seconds. And you already know how to be afraid. Here's the part nobody tells you about the day you were born. You did not arrive as a blank page waiting to learn what's dangerous. You arrived preloaded. Buried in your DNA is a short list of things you fear before you understand them. Scientists have spent decades arguing over exactly what's on that list. And the real answer is smaller and stranger than you would guess. Because almost everything that scares you today, you were never born fearing. You picked it up. You learned it from a world that trained you. But a tiny handful of fears came factory installed with no lesson required. And one of them you inherited from an ancestor who died long before you existed. Someone terrified of a thing you may never once see in your entire life. Stay with me, because that fear is hiding inside your body right now. Let's start with a part scientists agree on completely. You are born with exactly 2 fears, only 2. The first is the fear of falling. In 1960, 2 researchers built one of psychology's most famous experiments. They called it the visual cliff. Picture a solid table that suddenly turns to clear glass over a steep drop. The floor is safe. The glass is safe, but it looks like a cliff. They placed crawling babies on the solid, safe side. Then each mother stood across the glass, smiling and calling her baby over. Almost every baby froze at the edge of the glass. They could see the drop, and their whole body said no. Nobody had ever taught these infants what a cliff even was. They simply knew that empty space beneath you means death. The second fear you are born with is even louder. It is the fear of a sudden, sharp, loud noise. Slam a door beside a newborn and watch exactly what happens. The arms shoot out, the back arches, the little face crumples. That whole reaction has a name, the Moro reflex. Every healthy human baby on Earth is born performing it. And here is the genuinely eerie part. It is a fossil. Scientists believe the Moro reflex is left over from our primate ancestors. A baby ape that started to fall would fling its arms out to grab its mother. The grab that once saved lives now fires at a slammed door. You still do it. Your body kept the instruction and forgot the reason. So that is the entire list you are born fearing: falling and loud noise. Not snakes. Not spiders. Not the dark. Not heights. Every single one of those you had to acquire somewhere. Which leaves us with an obvious problem. Because you are probably afraid of at least one thing on that list. And you almost certainly never sat through a lesson in it. So how on earth did it get inside you? The answer is a concept scientists call biological preparedness. Your brain isn't born afraid of snakes. It is born ready to learn it fast. In one study, people were shown photos of a snake hidden in a grid of flowers. Their eyes locked onto the hidden snake almost instantly. Far faster than they ever found a harmless object in the same picture. Baby monkeys are born with the very same head start. A lab monkey that has never seen a snake feels nothing when shown a fake one. But let it watch one other monkey react in pure terror just once. And it will fear snakes for the rest of its life, from that single moment. Try to teach that same monkey to fear a flower the same way, and it simply won't. The brain says yes to some fears in an instant, and no to others forever. The organ making that call is smaller than a grape, buried behind your eyes. It's called the amygdala, 2 tiny almond-shaped clusters, one on each side. Its whole job is to ask one question, constantly. Is this thing about to kill me? It sees the snake before you consciously do, and fires the alarm first. Your heart slams, your muscles load, you jump back all before you think snake. Only afterward does the thinking part of your brain catch up and explain it. This is why fear feels like it happens to you, not like a choice. The amygdala runs on one rule: better 1,000 false alarms than one missed threat. A stick that looks like a snake gets the same jolt as a real one. Because the ancestor who flinched at every stick lived to have children. And that's the key to the whole thing. Fear was built by death. Every fear you carry is a message from an ancestor who survived something. Take spiders. Most spiders on Earth can't hurt you at all. Yet a small, dark shape scuttling fast makes 9 people out of 10 recoil. For millions of years, a few spiders and scorpions could kill with one bite. The brains that treated all of them as deadly simply lasted longer. You inherited the setting. Assume the 8-legged thing is dangerous. Ask questions never. Now think about the dark. You're not actually afraid of darkness itself. You're afraid of what the darkness could be hiding from you. For most of human history, night was when the predators came. You couldn't see the leopard, but the leopard could see you perfectly. So the brain learned a shortcut. No visual information equals maximum threat. That's why a dark hallway feels watched at night, even in a perfectly safe house. Your night vision is terrible, so your imagination fills the gap with teeth. Then there's heights, the strange cousin, part built in, part learned by every look down. The innate fear of falling gives the brain a head start on fearing edges. Stand near a cliff, and your legs feel it before your mind agrees to move. A body that respected edges was a body that didn't fall off them. Notice the pattern: snakes, spiders, the dark, and the drop. Not one of them is a car, a wall socket, or a cigarette. The things that actually kill you today barely register as scary at all, because your fear list was finalized long before any of those existed. Some of these fears don't even wait for the world to teach them. They arrive on a schedule, like teeth coming in. Around 8 months old, almost every baby suddenly discovers strangers. The infant who smiled at anyone now screams when a new face leans in. Nobody frightened the baby. The fear simply switched on by itself. For a helpless infant, an unknown adult was once a real gamble. Staying glued to familiar faces kept babies alive across 100,000 years. Right alongside it comes the other half, the terror of being left. Put the baby down, walk out of the room, and the world seems to end. Separation from a caregiver used to mean cold, hunger, or a waiting predator. So evolution wired the alarm to scream the instant the caregiver disappears. That clinging isn't weakness, it's a survival contract written before birth. The baby is running software that once decided whether it lived until morning. And here's the uncomfortable part. That software was written for a world that's gone. Your fears were calibrated for a savanna, not for an apartment and a phone. The predators are gone, but the alarm system is exactly as loud as ever. So it grabs whatever's nearby and points the ancient dread at that instead. A blank text back gets the same cortisol spike as a snake in the grass. An email from your boss triggers the machinery built to survive a lion. Public speaking terrifies you because the ancient brain reads a staring crowd as a threat. To a savanna brain, many eyes locked on you meant you were about to be attacked. Your body can't tell the difference between social death and actual death. So it runs the same 300,000-year-old program, sweating over a slideshow. The fear isn't broken. It's just answering a danger that stopped existing. Which brings us back to where we started. A newborn, barely a minute into the world, flings both arms out at nothing. We call it the Moro reflex, a grab at a mother's fur that isn't there anymore. No snake, no cliff, no darkness, just a body rehearsing fears older than the baby. That same alarm is sitting inside you right now, fully loaded, waiting. Next time your heart jumps at a shadow, you'll know exactly who sent the message. An ancestor you never met, 300,000 years back, still trying to keep you alive.